Hi, everybody. A happy month of July to you. It's already upon us, and it is July 2nd as I write this. Other engagements and the very hot weather we've been having have kind of been keeping me from getting it out on time. But I would like some counseling and an energy reading for what we can expect here the coming month of July 2025. So I'll be dialing up my friends, the Solons, in the eighth dimension, an entity I myself have contacted. I don't know of anybody else who's ever channeled them, and they are human Stargate consciousness, 8D consciousness, solar consciousness, and they come from the future. So let's see what they have to say about present day affairs or anything else they might like to comment on or offer us some advice on. So have a happy month out there, and I send you my love. Greetings, past humans. We are future humans, different from you in discernible respects. You would be unable to see us the way you perceive light at the moment. You would be unable to hear us the way you pick up on vibration at the moment. But you would not be unable to feel us. Our presence would be with you, and it would be a loving vibration we emitted and sought to transfer into your reality grid. So with love, emitted and transmitted to you, we the Solons from a far-flung future, speaking to you this day, approximately from the year 3422 on your timeline. And on this timeline, we are glad to be able to address our past and let you know how things are looking from our vantage point. As you approach this month of July, there might be something pertinent, relevant, telling in the invitation our friend here extended to us in this month, because it is a month of sunshine and high energy, light emissions moving in to the human collective, and as a collective which has gathered up these light emissions and have become one unified consciousness, we are able to contain this energy in ways which are difficult and upsetting to you. Energy itself is upsetting to matter. It is upsetting to entropy. And so you will find when the energy moves into a system that it begins to stir, boil, it begins to seek a higher release state and consider the way matter operates, where there is a movement from what is solid state into what is gaseous, and then into the plasma state. And you will find that this gaseous state, this release state of energy, is the one which you are being confronted by in your energy systems at the moment. There is much on offer in so many of these energy states. However, they do present themselves much as feelings having lost themselves and containing certain content, often of a personal nature, of a traumatic nature, or perhaps relating to the trauma that's playing out in the human collective and partially being released and partially being acted on and reinstalled or repeated into these containment patterns of pain. So do you see how this influx of energy is attempting to heal you also by releasing these containment patterns of pain which are lodged within you and within the collective? And this is the precarious state that we come to guide you about, because understand you are doing well as you allow these states to simmer and boil over without becoming then too reconfigured by them and re-engaging yourself in them to a detrimental degree. So the way to deal with these released feelings, distraught feelings, difficult feelings, is to allow them to be and perhaps to cope with them also by registering their specific hurt, pain, frequency, and then allowing for an antidote, a counter vision, a side of healing, also to penetrate this, to understand that there is an opposite, a counterpoint, an attractor of healing within everything. And this attractor of healing is the energy releasing itself and allowing for restoration of the system to come to pass. And this process has been underway for a long time, but in this month of July you will also see a type of a growing stalemate within your global systems. So this means that you may be registering on a global scale and to a very high degree be registering a sense of discontent about the way things are functioning. And you may sense that there is a build-up towards some kind of release, a shift, or a revolution. And this is preceded by a sense of this stagnant energy also aligning itself, coming to pass and seeming immovable. So notice again that this energy is flowing into the system, and when it flows into stalemate positions, it cannot release itself, and it has a lot of trouble trying to come into its healthy, functional, vital flow or mode of operation. And so it must instead begin to forcefully push and act out those mechanisms which are installed within it and which are essentially already to the detriment of its well-being. And if this sounds cryptic, you may consider simply the way that human beings who have become deceased by certain life choices or having grown into certain configurations of disability may be unable to do anything else with their time, with their days, in their choices, than exacerbating the things which already brought them there. So if you were overweight, you might become more overweight, or if you were obsessing over certain types of information, driving you into anger or certain frenzy states, these might also become self-perpetuating. And this certainly goes for collective structures, which are far more immovable than individual structures. And notice where often in individual lives, people may have experience often also of epiphany, peripety, these states of change which comes upon them also somewhat voluntarily. Then in your collective systems, these often always have the expression of catastrophe, because this is how systems which are very stale and upset can begin to then loosen themselves. And you begin to see this on a global scale where certain systems, and especially the ones which are very directed into certain conflicts, uh, smaller or minor cold wars, they begin to change and stir into heated conflict, moving into them and then retracting. So these are patterns that you are seeing, because these are ways that this system is releasing itself. And the best you can do individually is allow for this new energy to become a force for change within you, and allowing it to stir the things that are unneeded, but also allowing it to attract new positive states of being, new senses of giddiness, new states of trust, new states of hopefulness, new states of knowledge, of competence, of dedication, and even of ambition. And it can be an ambition of joy, it can be an ambition of feeling good, it can be an ambition of connection, but it is the time for those of you individually who have been energetically attuned to allow for this energy to also take its place within you as a positive force, as a force which has change built within it, but which also has joy, exuberance, and indeed abundance indeed within it, because it is the force which life is made of, and it is the force which your consciousness has been preparing to merge with, is always trying to expand, to keep up with, to merge with the greater all. But it also happens in stages. And one of these stages you call the 5D ascension, and that is upon you. It has happened, and now you are integrating and discovering these energies and the states of being which go along with them. And this is the healing attractor. And this is the healing that you undertake, which you have undertaken because you have been attracted by certain information, by certain guidance, by certain strange happenstances, by different crises, instances, perhaps even states of isolation in your life. They have guided you here. And now this attractor which you have felt, it is integrating within your system, and then you become the healing attractors. And so many of you must then learn not to shy away from this, but allow yourself to also be attractive, allow yourself to also share in this healing, knowing that there is enough not only for you but for others. And this happens also as you see points of catastrophe, tension building up in this month, more as a gloomy sense of something ominous in the air, and ambience of an ill omen coming perhaps to pass soon enough. And soon enough you will find that the world systems begin showing even greater cracks than they have been. But you will also find that this healing light is accumulating within you and keeping up with this, so that the new world is prepared. Human ingenuity, skill, capabilities are at an all-time high, And it is time for humanity to become the species it is meant to become. And this is driven by this life force, this intelligent web of life connecting all past and future, all presents unwrapping themselves in eternities of now moments, all these interconnected and vibrating in a single song of the universe. And this song we have participated in and sung this day, we the Solons from your future, our present. We have been glad to communicate with you and guide this awakening brightness, this healing attractor within you this day. And for this month of June or July 2025, in your time, we wish you a great many pleasant surprises, happy auspices, and many blessings. With love from us to you, our ancestors. Farewell for now. Those were the 80 Solons. Have a very happy month of July out there, guys. Much love.